Right. Where's Brother Amjad? Shall we start? Yeah. Okay, sisters, we start now, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidil Mursaleen Nabeena Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Wa ba'd. Whenever a question comes in your mind, don't hold up, like, I'll ask later on. Straight away raise your hand and ask the question, because sometimes question comes and you said, I'll ask at the end, and you forget. Okay, we'll take the question whenever. Just raise your hand and we'll take the question, inshallah. What was that? Right, first of all, obviously the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ in regards to going to Mina is actually on the 8th of the Hijjah. And it's supposed to be after shuruq, after the sunrise. That's what the Prophet did. First of all, we're going to tell you what the Prophet did and what's permissible. So number one, the Prophet ﷺ on the 8th of the Hijjah, which is tomorrow, the Prophet ﷺ, he prayed Fajr in his local in Makkah. Okay? And then after that he made preparation. And then after on the sunrise, the Prophet ﷺ sat on his camel called Qaswa. He sat on his camel and he headed towards Mina. When the Prophet ﷺ went to Mina, so many people were coming. The Prophet ﷺ said, Mina munakhu man sabaq. Mina munakhu man sabaq. So very beautifully, he said something really amazing. He said, Mina is the area where when people come with camel, munakh means for the camel to land. Mina is the stopping place for the camels, and the one who comes first, he gets the area first. In other words, because in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the whole area was empty. So where do you come? The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever comes first and he finds a suitable place, then that's his camping place. Now it's really amazing. The word munakh is supposed to give the meaning of where the camel could come and stop. That's why in Mina there are no buildings. The Prophet ﷺ said basically in this hadith, in an ishara, that Mina should be a place where you don't build any flats and hotels. Otherwise, the Saudi, Allah blessed them with money, they could make 5-star hotels everywhere in Mina, and the spirituality of Hajj goes down the drain. The Prophet ﷺ, in every single word of the Prophet ﷺ has amazing hikmah and wisdom behind it. When he used the word munakh, everyone realized that this is an indication that we should leave it like that, okay? That if someone were, even now, were to jump on a camel and comes to Mina, then he could basically get off and go inside the tent. Now, those of you know, before 1992, okay, the tents were very different. And when the fire that took place, as you know, after that, they have changed the whole system and the logistics of all the tents. Now the tents are very different, it's fireproof and etc. So what happens now, we don't know all this. The Hajj brothers, the Hajj tour operators, they actually, from last night, they've been in Mina. They are always going in Mina. Okay, it's gone now. That's what I don't like about this. I could talk, but I don't think the sisters will hear, that's all. Assalamu alaikum. Testing.
There's two there.
Spoil for choice. Spoil for choice, is it? I mean, that one now. What did I say last?
Spot by choice.
Oh yeah, the tour operators, they go to Mina. When they go to Mina, they are actually, it's like a lot. Okay, they draw the lots, who's going to get the which tent and everything, based on the hadith that I've told you. And a lot of work was behind the scene. It's a big day for the tour operators. They actually have to go there, make sure the tents are ready. Tonight when you will go, you will see, Al-Hijaz name is written there, Sakina To's name is written there, and whatever names are written there. All that happens, the preparation starts from last night, tonight, and it's very, very difficult in Mina because everyone goes to Mina. So you're talking about millions of people there. Alhamdulillah, the tents are ready, as we've been told. We're just waiting for the coach to come. When they come, we board the coach and go. Now the question will come, hang on a second, if the Prophet ﷺ went after Fajr, on the 8th day, can we go tonight? The scholars have unanimously agreed that to go to Mina after shuruq is sunnah, which basically means that if someone goes before, it's permissible. So it is permissible to go. So inshallah that's not a problem, yeah? And because of the whole logistics and the numbers that we have, it becomes very difficult for everyone to go at once. That's why some people, the early ones, the one that are near the Mina tents, they start going early because of that. So that becomes easier for those who are in Makkah at the moment to come in here. Anyway, that's the questions that brother asked me. I've answered. It's permissible to go. If it wasn't permissible, then we would have stayed here and go tomorrow morning. But it is permissible to go, so let's make it easier for the Torah operators, inshallah. Now, Mina in Arabic terms is called Yawm al-Tarwiyah. Yawm al-Tarwiyah. Mina is actually a preparation day for the next day. And the next day is the Rukun of Hajj. Al-Hajj Arafah, Hajj al-Arafah. So people go to Mina. It is sunnah to pray 5 salah in Mina. You will pray Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and the next day Fajr. That's the 5 salah we should pray in Mina. There isn't any other ibadah, any other specific ibadah for Mina. There is some specific ibadah for Mina? No, it doesn't. There isn't anything else. What do we do then? You go there and you prepare yourself. You get a bit of rest, okay? You pray all your salah. And because Mina is like your resident camp, therefore you should pray your sunnah as well. So for example, for Fajr sunnah, then I just say to you, Fajr sunnah is a sunnah that we shouldn't leave anyway. Anywhere you go, even if you're traveling as well. These are 2 sunnah that the Prophet ﷺ never in his life has abandoned. Okay? And he has strictly used a very strict hadith as well many times that even if you fear that the horses were to come and crush you, don't leave the 2 sunnah of Fajr. So the 2 sunnah of Fajr we should pray anyway. Because we're going to be in Mina, Mina is treated as your resident camp. It's like your home basically. You should pray our Dhuhr sunnah, you should pray your Asr and Maghrib and Isha as well. So all the sunnah we should pray in Mina. And we should not combine our salah in Mina. Okay, so you don't pray Dhuhr and Asr in Mina and Maghrib and Isha, you don't combine in Mina. In Mina you pray at their own time. Okay? Now in Mina, yes.
Can you shorten it though?
Yeah, of course, we are musafir. When the Imam will be leading salah in Mina, okay, whoever you'll see, they will be leading 2 rakat because we are musafir. Okay, the salah of the travelers are 2 rakat. Yeah, so you will do 2 rakat. By the way, salah of the traveler, the word is key word is traveler here, not ihram. So when you say that, no, I've taken my ihram off now, do I pray 4 or 2? It's got nothing to do with ihram. It's to do with you traveling. If you come to a hotel, for example, here, or you come to Mecca and you're going to stay in Mecca for 15 days without moving anywhere, then you're a muqim. You pray 4. But if you're less than that, for example, our case, Sakina was here. We came here just 2 days ago, and then we're going to Mina now, and then we are musafir. We are here, we are musafir. So we're going to be praying 2 rakat in Mina, and obviously for Dhuhr and Asr and Isha, and also the same is going to happen in Arafah, and the same is going to happen in Muzdalifah for 2 rakat of Isha. So yeah, we're going to pray 2 rakat. If we pray behind a resident imam, only in Masjid al-Haram anyway, then we're going to pray the full salah. Okay? Or unless we have some resident here who lead salah, which would be very rare the case, then we pray the full salah. Is that okay? Yeah? Yes. So in Mina, inshallah, we'll be praying our salah in the own time. No combining, okay? And we're going to pray 2 rakat, okay? Qasran, because we are musafirin. What else do we do? We keep ourselves engaged. Make sure that we are always talking about da'wah, Allah, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the beautiful seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His characteristic, his conduct, his manners, and try to learn about his action. Because in the days of Hajj, you should always ask this question: what did the Prophet of Allah did here sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Jabir radiallahu ta'ala anhu, a very, very knowledgeable sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What happened was Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he had a son called Muhammad. Muhammad had a son called Hussein. They all loved each other basically. So Ali had a son called Hussein. Hussein had a son, he named him Muhammad. Muhammad had a son, he's called Hussein. And Hussein had a son called Ali. So I'm sure you're following, okay? So he came to see Jabir. So that's the great grandson of Ali. He came to see Jabir. He said, "You are a Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." He said, "Yeah, but you're from Ahlul Bayt. You're from the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." He said, "I remove your shirt." So he had his shirt, and then Jabir put his hand on the bosom, on the chest. Okay? I said, "You're from the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." He said, "I came here for one reason only." So what is that? He said, "I want to ask you a question. That can you tell me how did the Prophet of Allah perform Hajj sallallahu alaihi wasallam?" Look at the zeal. Someone from the family member of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His father, Okay, and his father is the son of who? Hussein radiallahu ta'ala. Hussein is the son of Ali radiallahu ta'ala. Look at this lineage here. But he goes, no, I want to learn from you because I have to go the details from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because I didn't meet him. He didn't meet the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I couldn't get a chance to speak to my grandfather as well. So you tell me, Jabir radiallahu ta'ala narrates the whole hadith of Hajj. It's in 3 long pages in Sahih Muslim, one of the longest hadiths probably you read, all about the Hajj. The Sahabi memorized everything, obviously. By the way, this Sahabi Jabir, he was blind towards the end of his life, he couldn't see. Okay? But memory was still sharp. So he mentioned the whole hadith of how the Prophet of Allah did Hajj. Anyway, the reason I quoted the hadith to tell you that the Sahaba, they had zeal to find out about Hajj. I want to know where the Prophet of Allah is. Whenever you go, ask this question and learn the Sunnah of the Prophet inshallah. So in Mina is supposed to be preparation for the next day. So you pray your Salah, take some good books with you inshallah. So when you do the packing, when you pack your medication, your mobile phone chargers, your towels and etc. Also have some, have a mushaf as well because there's a lot of time there. You'll see in Mina a lot of time, the whole day. What do you do? So you've got a lot of time to read the Quran, learn the Quran inshallah. Secondly, take some good books with you as well. Spend this time to enhance your knowledge. And the most important thing as well, as I said to you, that you're preparing psychologically for the very next day. That's what we do in Mina. In Mina, just pray our Salah and preparation for the next day. You should take a sleeping bag with you as well, inshallah. Because when we go to Muzdalifah, then there is no sleeping bag will be there. In Mina, there will be something provided, but in Muzdalifah is nothing. You need to have a mat or something that you can put on the floor so that you can sleep in Muzdalifah. Have you understood everything about Mina? We're going to go day 1, day 2 like that. Day 1 is Mina. Did we understand what to do in Mina? Any question in regards to Mina? Now the sisters won't ask this question, I will answer anyway. If any of the sisters are in the monthly period, then there is absolutely nothing wrong to go to Mina. Yeah, the Prophet ﷺ's time, Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, and another Sahabiya of Rasulullah ﷺ, is one of his wives, she was in menstruation. The Prophet ﷺ said, "If'ali ma yaf'al al-hajj, ghayra annaki la tatufi bil-bayt." The Prophet ﷺ said 2 things. He said, you will do exactly what the Hujjaj are doing. You will go to Mina, you will go to Muzdalifah, you will go to Arafah before that. Yet, one thing you don't do is the tawaf. So if the sisters, remember, you carry on in your ihram. So you will, if you have done tamattu and your administration, what do? You make intention, inshallah ta'ala, when you put your ihram on again, that you're in the state of ihram again. That's it, your intention. Ihram, brothers and sisters, is the intention, not the clothes. We have misunderstood the meaning of ihram. We think ihram is just applying the towels. So they ask this question that, can I take it off now? Okay, of course. Once you come in the state of ihram, there is no way out of ihram. Let me say that again. Once you come in ihram, you cannot get out of ihram. Even if you take them off, you put them away, okay? The only way you can get out is by doing the ritual of Hajj. So for example, you have to do a tawaf al-ifada or tawaf al-ziyarah, and you have to do your sa'i, halaq, then you're out. Otherwise you're not out yet. Okay, so remember this. So it's not about how many, you could wear 3 or 4 or 5 of them, doesn't matter, or keep the same one on. Okay, in my case, for example, yeah, I'm still in the state of ihram because I'm doing Quran like any other zeros that you see. Yeah? Right, so to repeat, for the sisters, you do exactly what they're doing, inshallah. You go to Muzdalifah, you go to Mina, and obviously you're not going to pray, but you do your dhikr, you do your recitation, etc. Then you go to, after that, you will go, inshallah ta'ala, with everyone to Arafah. In Arafah, you will make lots of du'as, all your du'as will be accepted, even in that state. Because Aisha radiallahu ta'ala, she was in that state as well. And by the way, can I request the men here that please be patient with the sisters who are in menstruation. The Prophet ﷺ, his wife, Aisha, she was in menstruation, and she was very worried. And women, they get upset a little because they could see people are doing so many things. They are going to they haven't even seen the house of Allah, so many of them. So they go to a lot of. The Prophet ﷺ said, Aisha, what are you worried for? أَجْرُكِ عَلَى قَدَرِ نَصَبِكِ. Your reward is more than the men. Your reward is because of your effort. Your effort is more here. You are observing patience so strongly. So your reward is double the reward of the men. So the women will have more reward. And the men have to understand this, inshallah ta'ala. Moving on. So the next day, it will be the 9th of the Hijjah. The 9th of the Hijjah, it is called Yawm Arafah. And what an amazing day Yawm Arafah is. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll talk about Arafah in Arafah. for the Sakina to Ramadan, we're doing the talk, and I'm sure the other elders are here to talk about this. Yes, brother.
So just going back to Mina.
Yeah, let's go back to Mina again. Yeah.
Let's go back. Because we're leaving a day early,
Yeah.
we still make the intention for our Hajj.
Yeah, thank you for that. The question for the sister the question is that because we're not going tomorrow, we're going tonight, do we make intention of coming into Ihram tonight? Yes, you do. Okay, that's why I told the brothers that put your Ihram on and don't make any intention now because we don't know when the coach is going to come. So when we go inside the coach, we make intention. Intention is just, from just thinking, it doesn't have to be verbal as well. You make intention that you're in the state of Ihram, you decide that way, you're back in Ihram again. Yeah? So do it for the coach, inshallah. And same goes to the sisters as well. Why? Because if you come into Ihram now, there's a possibility of you might do some violation. Yeah? Those who are in Qiran, they know exactly what to do, so they have no worry. It's only for those who are doing Ifrad or Tamattu. Ifrad and Qiran actually be together now anyway, because no one's going to come into it now. So those of you who are doing Tamattu, you make intention for your Ihram as you sit on the couch going to Mina, inshallah. You're going to do it tonight. Yeah, and then the rule of Ihram will apply. Is that okay? Yeah? Yes.
You start after the intention.
Yeah, so you basically make intention like we've done before. You make intention that, Labbaik Hajjan. That's all, okay? And then you say Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik La Sharika Laka Labbaik, and you recite that's your Ihram. Okay, or you just say that, oh Allah, I intend to do Hajj. Okay? Tamattu, you've already done it here. But here you don't have to say the word Tamattu again. You say, Allah, I intend to do Hajj, and etc. If someone is doing it on behalf of someone, you take that person's name. I am, Allah, intending to do Hajj on behalf of so and so, and then you recite the Talbiyah. The moment you recite the Talbiyah, you're in Ihram now. All the rules of Ihram will apply, which I'm not going to repeat, it's going to get longer. Is that okay? Alright? Shall we move on to the next thing? Yeah? So on the 9th, it's called the Yawm Arafah. Allahu Akbar, this is one of the most amazing days, and you will see when you go there. It reminds you of standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah. I would like to bring your attention to something very important that often we miss out on this because the books doesn't mention this sometimes. Does anyone here know that we have a chapter in the Quran called Surah Al-Hajj? Right? There is a chapter in the Quran called Chapter of Hajj, Surah Al-Hajj. In that chapter, Allah talks about how Ibrahim built the Kaaba and what kind of commandments Allah gave to Ibrahim. But does anyone here know how the surah starts? I'm asking this question. Anyone here know how does the surah starts? How does the chapter starts? Anyone? Who said yes?
I said no.
Oh, okay. Right. This is something really amazing, and you really have to repeat with it. This chapter starts. The Surah Al-Hajj. Ya ayyuhan nas. Ya ayyuhan nas. All people. Ittaqu rabbakum. Fear your Lord. Inna zalzalat as-sa'ati shay'un 'azim. The quaking and shaking of the day of Qiyamah is something really big. Allah talks about the day of Qiyamah. Very first verse. This is Surah Al-Hajj. And Allah talks about what? Qiyamah. Then Allah says, يَوْمَ تَرَوْنَهَا تَذْهَلُ كُلُّ مُرْضِعَةٍ عَمَّا أَرْضَعَتْ وَتَضَعُ كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. Allah gives a picture what's going to happen on the day of Qiyamah. And that is something you have to think, ruminate, ponder, concentrate, and contemplate on these verses when you go to Arafah. Otherwise, you won't get the taste of Arafah. Allah says, when you go to Arafah, this is what you have to do. He said, think about the day of Qiyamah. And Allah is telling us, because Allah's knowledge has no past, no present, no future. يَعْلَمُ مَا كَانَ وَمَا هُوَ كَائِنٌ وَمَا يَكُونُ وَمَا لَمْ يَكُنْ لَوْ كَانَ كَيْفَ كَانَ يَكُونُ. Allah's knowledge has no past, present. Allah knows everything, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So He said, the day you will see, every one of us will see, that a woman who was breastfeeding the child, and a woman who breastfeed the child, they never forget to breastfeed the child. Allah says, because of the shaking and quaking and the power of the day of Qiyamah, this woman would neglect suckling her own child. And Allah, وَتَضَعُ كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا. And because of the pressure of the day of Qiyamah, women who are pregnant, they will deliver the child, not knowing they have delivered the child. وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى. You see people running around, crying, and thinking, what's happening here? And if you see them from far away, you will think that they are intoxicated. It's like they are drunk. You see the people who are drunk, okay? They don't know what when you're walking, right and left like that. Allah said, this is exactly, you will see people like that. Allah said, but وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. They are not sukara. They are not intoxicated. Why are they doing this? Because they have understood something that we need to understand now. What is that? وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. That the punishment of Allah is very severe. In Arafah, you can put this in front of you. That one day, I'm going to stand just like this. I'll have no clothes on. I'm not going to have my fancy jeans that I wear, or my fancy suit and tie that I wear. I'm going to have just a cloth like that, whatever my family will bury me in. And I'm going to get out from my grave. يَوْمَ يَخْرُجُونَ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ. The day they will get out from the grave, you're going to get out like this in your grave. In this kind of ihram, in this kind of cloth. And then, in between you and Allah, no one there. You're facing Him now. You're a doctor, you're facing Him. You're a barrister, you're facing Him. You're a king, you're facing Him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on that day, there is no one there. And by the way, Allah will speak to every one of us. The hadith says that مَا مِنْكُم مِّنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا وَسَيُكَلِّمُهُ رَبُّهُ لَيْسَ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَهُ تَرْجُمَانٌ. That none of you, except that Allah will speak to him directly without any translator. Allah will speak to you. Now, what did you do for me? Come over here. I created you. I nurtured you. I gave you food and drink. I gave you status. I gave you recognition. I gave you eyes. I gave you hand. I gave you everything. I gave you brain to think. I've done so much for you. What did you do for me? It's a very tough question to answer. We remember that in Arafah. So don't expect the Mawlana Sahib to gather you and make a dua. Because today we have become quite lazy. We want someone else to do it. I'm going to say just Amin. No, I need to speak you and Allah's time. You need to find that time in Arafah. So get out of the tent and you will see millions of people are standing and making that dua. You make sure you do the same as well. Get out of your tent, go to a side, find a good shade area, or if not in the sun. The Prophet ﷺ, he was in the sun. On the exposure of the sun, he was raising his hand. And he was making dua. So you make that dua, inshallah ta'ala. What dua do you make? You think about it today and on the day of Mina. The whole day. Because the whole day is actually preparing for the next day. If you get tired, take a break and then start again. Then take a bit rest as well, then start again. You continue, you do not stop, because when the sun sets, Arafah finishes now, the virtual comes to an end. So the time is very short. And then you're going to say, oh, I didn't make this dua and that dua, etc. Yeah? It is not a day for lectures. It is not a day for lectures and recitation. It's not a concert. Unfortunately, you'll see that people, they have 5 qaris, one after another is reciting, and everyone is just, it's not a concert. Sahaba, they were the best reciter. Hassan bin Thabit used to make poetry on the spot. On that day, he could have made millions of poetry. Nothing has been reported from him because he spent all his time making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ali radiallahu ta'ala, the poet, automatically he makes poetry. Nothing he said about Arafah because he spends all the time making dua. It's not a concert. We have misunderstood the concept of Arafah. We bring scholars and they give speech after speech after speech. Okay? That's not what, it's not a seminar, a hall, Arafah. Arafah is a day that you recognize your Lord. Arafah means to recognize. The word Arafah means to recognize. You recognize your Lord. You know why Arafah is called Arafah? Some of the scholars are mentioning because that is when a person, okay, that he recognizes his Lord. Another meaning he said that because that is the day that Prophet Adam, may the peace and blessing be upon him, he recognized Hawa, Eve, radiallahu anha. Many other things are mentioned. Another reason of Arafah is called Arafah is because the manasik al-Hajj, the ritual of Hajj, Prophet Jibril came down from the heaven and he was teaching Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet of Allah, this is what you should do. This is Allah is telling me to tell you. And then Jibril was telling the Prophet of Allah, Al-Arafta, Al-Arafta. After each time he tells him something, he said, did you understand? Did you get it? Did you recognize it? Al-Arafta. Ibn Abbas said this. It doesn't sound really good. Ibn Abbas said this, and he said, Al-Arafta, because Jibril was acting like a teacher. And as a teacher, you always say to your student, did you understand? Did you get it? Did you understand? So Jibril was doing that. Al-Arafta, fasummi Arafah. That's why it's called Arafah. These are the 3 opinions. Now coming back to Arafah, what did the Prophet of Allah do? Let's go to Hadith of Jabir again. The Hadith of Jabir tells us that the Prophet he came to Arafah. And then the Prophet he gave a khutbah. You know the famous khutbah that is recorded everywhere. Oh people, lend me an attentive ear. because you know the the khutbah of the farewell khutbah, yeah? The Prophet he gave the khutbah, near an area called Bat al-Urna, okay, which is basically near Masjid Namira. That's why everyone goes to Masjid Namira there, okay? Masjid Namira only has a facility for 80,000 people. So if everyone goes there, there will be no space there. So the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the most amazing things about the Prophet of Allah is that when he used to speak to the people, he used to speak to the whole universe. He's not talking to just 10 people in front of him. Even one man asked a question, the Prophet of Allah would answer him, but he's addressing everyone else as well. Why? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he knew that he is the Prophet of the whole Ummah. He's not only the Prophet of Zayd and Amr and Bakr, it's for everyone. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, وَقَفْتُ هَا هُنَا. Oh people, I stopped here in Masjid Namira. I stopped here in Arafah Day. Now what's going to happen? All my ummah, they all love me. They all will come here now. And this area cannot facilitate for 2 million people. So the Sahaba, they're listening to him. Then the Prophet of Allah said, وَقَفْتُ هَا هُنَا وَعَرَفَ كُلُّهَا مَوْقِفٌ. But Arafah, the whole vicinity is the place for you to stop. So don't rush here. You can stop wherever you are. The Sahaba, I'm just thinking, the Sahaba, they probably were thinking, why did he say that to us for? You know, we're all here. Who's he talking to? He's talking to us. He's talking to us. Every hadith of the Prophet ﷺ tells you about the universality of Rasulullah, that he is the Prophet of the whole universe. Anyway, so the Prophet ﷺ said, the Arafah is old. So our tent is actually an hour away from Masjid Namira. The European tents are 1 hour away from Masjid Namira. So I would advise everyone not to go to Masjid Namira unless you know exactly how to go there. And if you do that, you have to speak to your tour operator, because when the coach will come in Maghrib time, after Maghrib, they don't know where you are. It's going to be very difficult. So if you really want to go to Masjid Namira, make sure you speak to them, inshallah. Otherwise, and make sure you let your family members know as well. Otherwise, remain in your tent and spend the time in ibadah. There is no extra virtue going there, because the Prophet of Allah told us that you could stop anywhere. Okay? So the Prophet of Allah came, he gave the khutbah. And inshallah ta'ala, I'm talking about Sakina told you, we're going to do exactly the same thing. When we will go to Arafah, inshallah, before Salatul Dhuhr, we're not going to do the true khutbah, we're going to just give a lecture, just go over that khutbah. You know the final sermon the Prophet gave, we're going to talk about that. Okay? Because that khutbah is a miracle. It's an, you know, when you read that khutbah, the khutbah is a prophecy, an amazing prophecy of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I'm going to explain that inshallah in Arafah. Because everything he mentioned is happening now. How did the Prophet knew? Well, he is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Messenger of Allah. He knows this. Okay? So he told us this advice. This advice has to be something that we need to look into. We'll do that inshallah in Arafah. I'm going to read out to you and elaborate that inshallah. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he prayed Dhuhr and Asr jam'an. What the Prophet is talking about? There is no true opinion about this. No one has any other opinion about this. The whole world agrees to this. That the Prophet ﷺ, he came to Arafah, he prayed Dhuhr Salah, 2 rakat, and Asr Salah, 2 rakat. That's what the Prophet did ﷺ. That's why all the scholars, except Imam Abu Hanifa, all the other scholars, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, rahimahullah ta'ala, let's go in order, Imam Malik, rahimahullah ta'ala, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i, and Imam Ahmad, 3 scholars, and there's 2 students of Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani, and Abu Yusuf. Everyone, they say that the salah, I'll come back to you, the salah that you're going to pray in Arafah, Dhuhr and Asr, should be 2 rakat regardless of wherever you are, either you're in the tent or in Masjid Namira. That's the opinion of the 3 scholars I mentioned and the 2 students of Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimahullah ta'ala. Imam Abu Hanifa's opinion is that you could do the combination of salah, you could combine Dhuhr and Asr together at once, but you have to be Masjid Namira with one imam, then you can do it. If you're in your tent, then you don't. That's the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa. Both of the opinions are correct. In one hand, you have Imam Abu Hanifa because he strictly wants to follow what the Prophet did, when exactly he did it. Yeah? And the other scholars, they said that, well, it is not possible for all the 2 millions of people to go to Masjid Namira. You just said that. And they want to do exactly what the Prophet of Allah did. So they're going to be deprived of the Prophet's reviving the Sunnah of the Prophet. That's not fair. Okay, so they said that they will do it in the tents as well. Imam Malik has an amazing opinion. By the way, I was speaking to one of a scholar, a faqih, a jurist. He lives in actually Aziziyah. But during the Hajj time, he's very busy to me. If you know him, and if you're on Facebook or Twitter, check, look at this person. His name is Sheikh Sharif. He comes with the Prophet's family, by the way. One of the biggest muhaddiths we have at this time. Al-Sharif Hatim Al-Audi is one of my teachers. He has memorized Allah knows how many hadith books and is very young. This Sheikh, I spoke to him and asked him, Sheikh, what's your opinion about Manasik al-Hajj, the ritual of Hajj? He said the most knowledgeable people of the Manasik al-Hajj are the people of Makkah. Then come the people of Medina, then come the people of Kufa, then come the other people of Sham, etc. That's because he has studied all the books of Manasik. Anyway, Imam Malik says something very interesting, and no one has ever said this before. Imam Malik said, Arafah is the day of Wuquf. Arafah is the day that you cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reason why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is shortened his prayer, and he done Jama' Taqdeem, he prayed Asr in Zuhr time. The reason he done that, because the time is for Wuquf, so that you get more and more time for Wuquf or Arafah. You spend more time in ritual, you spend more time in dua. That is the reason why. So according to Imam Malik, the combining of Salah is the part of Hajj, not the part of Safar, not the period of journey. That is the opinion of Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala. Both opinions are this, therefore don't quarrel. Okay? At Sakina to us we have decided we're going to combine. We're going to pray Dhuhr and Asr in Arafah together inshallah. But I know in this group there are lots of good scholars as well. Al-Hijaz groups, I met them last year as well. They do not combine. We should not argue from one other tent because both of the opinions are correct opinions. Inshallah, I hope that answers all the questions. I'll come back to finish up the hadith. Yes, brother?
You answered already.
Yeah, I knew exactly you're coming for that. Yeah? Okay. Any other questions, inshallah, for Arafah? Let me finish the hadith then. So the Sahabi said the Prophet of Allah came, he gave a khutbah, he prayed Dhuhr, he did Asr, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he moved from his area, from Majnabir area, and then he went where the current day all the mountains, so Jabal al-Rahma. Okay? Jabal al-Rahma, called the Mount of Mercy, it's a name that has no historical significance for the name. Who said Jabal al-Rahma? There is no hadith. But it's very popular. Sometimes when it comes to geography and location, you can't find a hadith. The important thing you need to look into is what the people say. It's called Jabal al-Rahma. Anyway, the Prophet ﷺ, he did not climb the mountain. But you will see so many people are climbing the mountains. I would advise brothers strictly, don't go to climb the mountain on the Arafah day. Okay? Because lots of pushing going on. And one push and you're going down, then Allah knows what's going to happen to you. Okay? Don't say I'll be shaheed inshallah because that's suicide as well. So, you know, it's very commendable. So don't go and climb the mountain inshallah, yeah? Did the Prophet climb the mountain, Jabal Arafah? No. Jabal al-Rahma? No. Any of the Sahaba did it? Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali? No, none of them did it. So therefore we shouldn't go. But the mountain is in Arafah, so if you climb and sit there, your Arafah is accepted. So therefore people, they just climb it. But it's not ritual of Hajj to do it. I know it looks very nice and all the media is there so people go there. Okay? But that shouldn't be our intention. Second. What did the Prophet do? He came there and inshallah when we do ziyarah, I'm going to take you there. Okay? When we do ziyarah, inshallah I will take you there. The Prophet under the mountain, at the foot of the mountain, that's when he made that amazing dua for the ummah. Long dua. It was almost 2 to 3 hours. Non-stop. He made that dua. So that's why everyone goes there. Yeah? Again, you don't need to go there inshallah. You could make dua in your own tent. So the Prophet he made this dua until the sun set. When the sun set, it was time for Maghrib. Yes, then the Prophet he jumped back on his camel and then he headed towards Muzdalifah. He did not pray Maghrib. If you go there from Jabal Rahman, then you want to go to Muzdalifah, it's a long journey. Long journey, like, you know, in your camel, you take you 35 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. Okay? So roughly an hour for now for us, okay, depending where we are now in the tents. But the Prophet ﷺ, throughout the whole journey, he did not pray Maghrib until he went to Muzdalifah. When he went to Muzdalifah, they again erected a tent for Rasulullah ﷺ, okay, and then he put his things there, and then the Prophet ﷺ, he prayed Maghrib, 3 rakah, and then he prayed Isha, 2 rakah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the hadith of Jabir I'm quoting, of our Muslim, and the Prophet ﷺ, after he prayed his Maghrib, and he prayed his Isha, he went to sleep. Rasulullah ﷺ, he doesn't miss the Hajj Salah. He always prays the Hajj Salah. This was the only night, the Sahabis, he said, that the Prophet ﷺ, he didn't pray his Salah to Tahajjud. He went to sleep. Okay? What do we do then? So when we go to finish Arafah, we go to Muzdalifah. When we go to Muzdalifah, we do exactly the same thing. No matter how late it gets, we're not going to pray Maghrib Salah in Arafah. We're going to pray our Maghrib, inshallah ta'ala, in Muzdalifah. And immediately after Maghrib, we're going to pray Isha, inshallah ta'ala. Now, after that, the scholar said that there's a choice. Obviously, witr is very important because it's highly emphasized. We pray our witr as well, and we go to sleep as well, inshallah. This is exactly what we should do as well. Yeah? Do not spend too much time in dhikr and tilawa and ibadah and etc. because the next day, Yawmul Nahar, lots of things to do. If someone they think that, you know what, I could do this, you know, I could do dhikr, I could do tahajjud, okay, I could pray, and I will still have the strength for the next day, then that's between him. We can't say it's haram for him. Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, but if someone says, no, I'm going to go to sleep, right, I'm going to do exactly what the Prophet did, this person will be rewarded for this intention as well. Inshallah. We finish Arafah, we go to Muzdalifah now. Any question on Arafah? Anyone has any question on Arafah, inshallah? So, Mina on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah is done. On the 9th we'll be in Arafah, that's done as well. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes? Now, when we go to Muzdalifah, we've said it, we're going to pray Maghrib, we're going to pray Isha, and we're going to go to sleep. Now, just a little bit of logistic. Where do you go to sleep? Will you see there'll be tents made for, there will be no tents there. Muzdalifah, your roof is the sky. And your bedding is the earth. And it's the same for Dr. Saab, Barrister Saab, millionaires, billionaires, and a poor person like me. We're all the same. Every one of us is going to sleep like that. It tells you that no matter who you are, what we do, in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're all same. We are all equal. Okay? Kullukum min Adam. Every one of you come from Adam. Wa Adamu min Turab. And Adam was made from clay. That's the message that we get from Muzdalifah. We go there, inshallah ta'ala, and we think about this. We think about ourselves, that who we really are. Ask this question, and you think. And ask yourself this question, subhanAllah, the whole world has changed. So many planes have been made. So many flats have been made. So many hotels. So many beautiful houses people have made. Transportation has changed. Communication has changed. Look at the way we communicate now. People spend more time on the phone than they read the Mus'haf. Okay? Things have changed. The whole world has moved on. One thing hasn't changed in Muzdalifah. It's the same. If you look around, nothing has changed. There's no buildings there. There's no construction there. It's the same earth. This is where 120,000 Sahaba, they spend the night there. 120,000 Sahaba in the presence of Rasulullah in the final Hajj. The number is from Ali ibn Madini, a very knowledgeable scholar. They all spend the time there. And you're doing exactly the same thing. And it's continuing from so many wali of Allah. Every one of us are saying that this is exactly my destination going to be. Heaven and earth, and that's it. So you remind yourself, that kibr, istikbar, takabbur, pride and arrogance you have, you break it. Because the guy who's sleeping next to you, he probably will be snoring very loud. Okay, he goes, hey, you know who I am, you can't snore like this. No, you have to tolerate that. If you don't like it, get up and find another place. Good luck with that, you might not find anything else. Because it's all packed. Okay, so wherever you go, you find a space, inshallah ta'ala. Now, a bit of logistic advice, because I'm doing Brother Hamza's job here, is that if you want to locate someone, you look at the toilet number. Every toilet has a number, 43A, 44, etc. So you tell someone that, oh, I'm near the toilet 43. Let's meet up there. That's how you will find people, inshallah. So not to worry about the sisters not finding their husband or the brother or any mahram. You find them, inshallah. It's quite easy because of the phones that we have now. Anyway, then in the morning, what do? When you wake up in the morning, you pray your Fajr Salah. Advise to everyone, don't just copy. It's just two people pray Fajr Salah, don't start praying. Look at the time. Okay? What time Fajr we pray here? It's written here, Fajr 4:58. Okay, in Muzdalifah it doesn't change. Suddenly become 3 o'clock. It's still 4:58. What's going to happen in Muzdalifah? People get up and start doing adhan. When one person gives adhan, another guy gives adhan. And then you go 50 adhan, and you look at the time, it's 3 o'clock. Why? Allah knows best. And they pray because they want to pray Fajr and go. Yeah, no, you got to look at the time. You cannot pray Salatul Fajr in Muzdalifah before the Fajr starts. We have to wait for the time, inshallah. So look at the time. We pray Salatul Fajr, we don't have one Jama'ah. There'll be so many Jama'ah, 2s and 3s and 5s and 10s. Carry on praying your Salatul Fajr, inshallah. Do your wudu. And wudu, by the way, brothers, takes a lot of time in Muzdalifah. The queues are, you haven't seen anything like that before. Yeah, people are queuing up. So try to eat light in Mina. Okay, and try to eat very light in Arafah, so that in Muzdalifah you don't need to go to the toilet. Try your best. Have bottles of water with you. You know the small bottle of water, that will be enough for you to do wudu. Because the wudu has 4 fard. Yeah, to wash the face, both of the hand, masa, and to wash the both feet. That's it. 1 bottle will do to you. That will be better than you queuing up and waiting 1 hour, and then you go there, the water might be finished as well. It might happen like that. So inshallah, make sure you prepare for wudu, have lots of water. Okay, take 2-3 bottles with you if needed. That bottle is enough, but you can have 2 or 3 of these bottles as well, inshallah, yeah? For the toilets, there's lots of queues as well, okay? And sisters, I know you're asking, are the toilets going to be clean? The answer is no. The toilets are not clean, okay? But you have to somehow clean it yourself and use it. So when you go to a toilet and you say, no, it's not clean, and I'm going to try another one, it'll be another 1 hour wait. So don't do that. Just use it, inshallah ta'ala. It's only a few days anyway. It's only 1 or 2 days and you'll be back at your hotels and you get a clean toilet. So you have to use it. That's how it works. So take a couple of bottles of water and rinse it. They'll have water in the toilet, so you could use the pipe to rinse it, inshallah. You pray your Salatul Fajr. After Salatul Fajr, calm down. Lots of people start rushing towards the gate. Relax. Spend the time. Raise your hand. The Prophet after Salatul Fajr, it's on dhikr. Yeah? One thing I forgot about Arafah, let me go back again to Arafah. On Arafah, after you pray your Salat, in Mina tomorrow, we're going to pray Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, Fajr. After Fajr, we start Takbir. I forgot about that one. Takbir al-Tashriq starts. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Lillahi alhamd. Now the question comes, do you do the Takbir or you do Talbiyah?
Yes.
Which one? I'm asking this question. Huh?
Say again?
Sheikh Adam, it's not for you, okay? Because mashallah, the questions are not for him, okay? Mashallah, he's a scholar of Islam as well, okay? I thought to keep everyone awake, let's ask this question. Okay. Which one do we do in Arafah then? Because on the Fajr, Takbir starts, and it's wajib, it's necessary, okay? And the Takbir are 2 types, both of these have been mentioned. One is Allahu Akbar Kabira, Alhamdulillahi Kathira, وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر لله الحمد. Which is Sunnah? The Takbir or the Talbiyah? Because you're going to be in the state of Ihram, and the best ibadah in Ihram is Talbiyah. But Takbir starts as well. Which one do we do? What's your answer? Takbir. Someone said Talbiyah. Let's go back to Hadith of Jabir again. Okay? In Muslim, he says that we were going from Mina to Arafah, okay? فَمِنَّا الْمُكَبِّرُ وَمِنَّا الْمُلَبِّي. Both. He said some of the Sahaba they were doing Takbir, some of them were doing their Talbiyah. So both is permissible. Sometimes with Takbir, sometimes with Talbiyah. Excessive with Talbiyah, but don't forget the Takbir as well, inshallah. The both is there. Now, so that's going to continue as well. So after each Salah in Arafah, in Dhuhr and Asr, okay? Don't forget the Takbir. And at Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah as well, don't forget the Takbir, because of the fatigue and tiredness, you could forget. So make sure you remind yourself about that. Yeah? And then when you come, pray Salatul Fajr, and after that, don't rush in Muzdalifah. I'm back in Muzdalifah again. Don't rush towards the gate, because the coach is not going to leave anyone. Yeah? What do? The Sunnah of the Prophet of Allah was that he raised his hand and he made a long dua. It's a time of acceptance. The Prophet of Allah, when he was in Arafah, his du'as were accepted, but some of the du'as were not accepted in Arafah. And the Prophet of Allah said that those du'as were accepted in Muzdalifah. It's a time of dua. Make dua inshallah ta'ala in Muzdalifah, raise your hand and make, in the Quran says, فَإِذَا أَفَضْتُم مِّنْ عَرَفَاتٍ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ عِنْدَ الْمَشْعَرِ الْحَرَامِ وَاذْكُرُوهُ كَمَا هَدَاكُمْ. It's in the Quran. That when you come back from Arafah, then remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala near al-Mash'ar al-Haram. Al-Mash'ar al-Haram is a mountain that's where the masjid is built now in Muzdalifah. That's the place, inshallah ta'ala. You're going to make plenty of dua in Muzdalifah. Muzdalifah finished now, you make your dua, you will queue up on the coaches, you will jump back in the coaches, and you will come back to Mina. In Muzdalifah, you will see there will be lots of pebbles, stones, provided and facilitated by the Ministry of Hajj. Okay, they have done this one. It's not something that we asked for, they've done it. Okay? Alhamdulillah. So you'll find lots of, so what do? You pick up this inshallah ta'ala, depending on how many days you are staying. Some people will be staying in Mina on the 10th is a must. Some will stay on the 11th and 12th. Yeah? If you stay for these 3 days, how many you're going to pick up? No, just for 3 days? No, not 21. Huh? 49. You're going to 49 because on the 10th you need, only on the 10th you need only 7. Then on the 11th you need 21. And on the 12th you need 21. 21, 21 and 7 becomes 49. Some people will be staying on an extra day. I don't think Sakina told you doing that.
I do.
No.
I do.
You're doing it, yeah? Alhamdulillah, his group is doing it, so they will be picking up 70. Now the question comes every time, that do you have to pick up the pebbles from Muzdalifah? The answer is no. You don't have to. None of the hadith books said that you have to pick up from them. Okay? We pick up from them because it's facilitated for us and it's easy. It's there. But obviously you could pick up from anywhere. There's only one place you shouldn't pick up is right next to Jamarat. Right next to the Jamarat you should not pick up. Yeah, because it might be one of them that he hit there or he got a pillar and came back. So rejected when you're picking up, that's why. Yeah? So only area you don't pick up is there. Otherwise you could pick up from anywhere, inshallah, it's not a problem, yeah? But to be on the safe side, pick up from Muzdalifah because it's just there. Yeah, some brothers they get upset and they say that, oh, you know, to say that you have to pick up from Muzdalifah is wrong. So I said, where do you pick up from? Let's pick up from anywhere. And then when you say anywhere, Muzdalifah comes in as well. Right? Very simple English. Okay. So inshallah you could pick up from anywhere. That's right, he's right, inshallah. There is no objection on that. Pick up, and because we're going to be staying only 11th and 12th, so you pick up 49. If you pick up some extra, 1 or 2 extra, just for being on the safe side, yeah, that if I lose anything, is that permissible? Yes, it's permissible. But do not throw this extra as well. Some people they throw 7, and they go 4 left, might just take another one as well. No, that's against the sunnah. We should not do that as well.
And the slippers.
Yes. I'm coming to this now, yeah? Thank you for that. So when you pick up the stones, you will come back to Mina. When you come back to Mina, the Prophet of Allah, he came back to Mina, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I'm telling you, brothers, what the Prophet did on the 10th day, it was so amazing, it's so hard, and if you could do it, then you are a man. But it's very hard. Very, very hard. What did he do? He came, like you said, what did he do? He came to Mina, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then he went to Jamarat. Yeah? And he went and he pelted, how do you call it? Jamarat al-Aqaba. Only one you do, the one that more near the Makkah, near the Kaaba. Okay? Don't worry about it, you're not going to make a mistake because the first two will be blocked. You know, there's no chance you will go near it. So it's very easy. It's very nicely organized, you know. This is where I give credit to the administration of Hajj. They're very organized. Because we criticize Saudis a lot. Sometimes we need to praise them. This is when you praise them. Very organized. You'll see that. Yeah, because lots of people died actually in Jamarat. Now they're very organized, you know, the way they manage it is very good. Yeah? So you will go to Jamarat, the first two will ignore, you will go to the last one. And the Prophet ﷺ, he done it. He kept the Kaaba towards his left. He kept the Jamarat towards his right. By the way, you could do it from any direction, but I'm just telling you what he did. That's what the hadith said of Jabir. And the Prophet ﷺ, he threw every stone like this. Allahu Akbar. Yukabbiru inda kulli hasa. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar like that. You shouldn't be too far away. Okay, and then you throw it with full work. That's not the way to do it. You're going to get someone's head like that. Okay? And when you see the Jamarat, don't get so excited. Some people get so, emotional and they just like, let's just check it now. No, wait. You will get right next to it. Yeah, and then just very slowly. The idea is not hit the pillar. The idea is to get into the box, into the hole. So even if you miss the pillar and you go into the hole, it's fine. Okay? So don't aim for the pillar like that. If you do aim for the pillar, then slowly, so that it doesn't come back out. Yeah? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. There are 2 other sayings mentioned. Bismillahi, Allahu Akbar with the first one. Then Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Some of the fuqaha mentioned. There's a Sahabi, I forgot his name, he used to say Bismillah, Rahman li-shaytan wa ridan lil-Rahman. It's a very beautiful meaning. Bismillah, in the name of Allah, Rahman li-shaytan. This goes against the desire of shaitan. Shaitan doesn't like it because it's getting beaten up very badly today. Yeah? And ridan lil-Rahman, and bring the pleasure of the merciful one. Okay? So, Allahu Akbar is the sayghah is mentioned in the hadith of Jabir in Sahih Muslim. Yukabbiru inda kulli hasa. You've done the 7, after that you don't do no dua. You've done the 7, you walk past, and then you come round back to Mina again. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he done that. After he done that, then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sacrificed the animal by himself. Okay, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Bismillahi, Allahu Akbar, and he slaughtered this. It's very okay. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he slaughtered many. Some said he slaughtered 73, some said 63. Some said no, he only done 1, and the rest was done by Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Anyway, he slaughtered all the animals. After he slaughtered the animal, the Prophet ﷺ came back to his tent and he done halaq. All this in one day. He done the halaq. He shaved the whole up. Yeah? That the Prophet ﷺ is out of ihram now. In Arabic terms, we say at-tahallul al-awwal. You're halal now, halal number one. Everything becomes permissible illa nisa, except for women. Okay, there will be no conjugal relationship permissible until the tawaf. Basically, you can put back your clothes on, your boots on, trainers on, okay, put your perfume and everything, alhamdulillah. The only thing that is not permissible is the husband and wife relationship, and everything else is permissible. It's called tahallul al-awwal, yes.
Just a quick question. What is the reasoning behind the shape of the head?
Very good question. I'll come back to this one, okay? Hold on to that thought, yeah? So, after you've done the pelting, the Prophet ﷺ, he done the dabah, and then he done the halaq, and then he went for tawaf al-ziyarah. Then the Prophet of Allah, he went for tawaf al-ziyarah. It's called tawaf al-ziyarah because on the 8th, you were away from the Kaaba. On the 9th, away from the Kaaba. On the 10th, you're going to ziyarah again. Okay, it's called tawaf al-ziyarah. Another is called tawaf al-ifadah. It's very essential. Everyone has to do it. Without this, then the whole Hajj is not complete. So it's a must. You have to do this one. Okay. Now, the Prophet ﷺ, he done on the 10th. Everything I mentioned. He done the Rami on the 10th. Dhabah on the 10th. Halaq on the 10th. Tawaf al-ziyarah on the 10th. And then he came back again to Mina to spend the night. If you want to do that on the 10th, it's very big ask. Because the number of people that we have, it's very tough. So you could take the rukhsa. And the rukhsa is that you just go for running and then come back to your tent. No problem. No penalties for that. Come back to your, yeah? When you come back to your tent, inshallah ta'ala, you'll get the phone call from the brothers that your qurbani is done, your sacrifice is done. When you get the confirmation, you do your halaq. You're out of ihram now. That will be the best. Now, when you go for tawaf al-ziyarah, you could go later on, go on the 11th, not a problem. Okay? Go the next day, no problem. Go on the 12th, no problem. Yeah? But you should not delay it after the Maghrib of 12, according to Imam Abu Hanifa only. He's the only person who says that. He says that because Ayyam, the Prophet was on the 10th, and this is the action, ritual of Hajj, is supposed to be on the date of Tashriq only. And that's Ayyam al-Tashriq is Yawm al-Eid wa Yawmani ba'dahuma, the hadith says. It's supposed to be on the 10th and 11th and the 12th. Imam Malik says, no, you could do it the whole month of Dhul-Hijjah. No problem. Imam Shafi'i and Imam Ahmad said, no, you could do it any time in your whole life. Amazing rukhsah. The rukhsahs are very important to understand because sometimes, for example, women, if they're in menstruation, what do? Okay, they have the door open for this. So the rukhsah is very important. The 4 fiqh that we have is to make the life easy, not difficult. Alhamdulillah, we have that. Yeah? One of my teachers, Sheikh Mujahid Ali from Syria, he wrote a book on Hajj, and he said that I've realized that to do the Hajj in strictly one madhab only is a mission impossible. Because so I found Allah, he's a Hanafi by the way, very strict Hanafi as well. Because I found Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that was giving us so much knowledge and information from all the fuqaha of Arba'a, may Allah have mercy on all of them. Ameen. So alhamdulillah, brothers, that is what the Prophet of Allah did on the 10th day. Okay, so that's the 10th day. You should do it in order, in sequence. Okay, to remember the sequence, remember the word pass. P-A-S-S. P is for pelting. That's what you do first. A-S is for animal sacrifice. And the next S is for shaving. You do that, then you passed. Okay, that's the sequence of the Sunnah sequence. Now, because the number now is not the number at the time of Prophet ﷺ. So the scholars have said, they all gathered, so many, that's why I give preference to the scholars of Mecca when it comes to Hajj only, Hajj and Umrah. They gathered here, they came to the conclusion, people in India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, they all gathered, they came to the conclusion, and they said, this is their fatwa, and I'm quoting, that the sequence, the one that I mentioned, is actually Sunnah Mu'akkada. It's Sunnah, in other words, that if someone knows it all the way around, etc., they found out this Qurbani wasn't done and he has to be shaved, etc., that is not done. That is the fatwa of all the scholars as well. So if anything happens like that, don't worry, your Hajj is valid, inshallah. Okay? That is something that we should remember. We should try our best to do it in that order. If anything happens, then you don't need to worry, your Hajj is valid. And this is the fatwa of all the scholars, alhamdulillah. I'm quoting every one of them. Everyone has agreed to this, inshallah. There isn't anyone who said, no, you should have to give a dam or anything like that. No. Okay? So with this, inshallah, the 10th day comes to an end. On the 10th day, what we do is a day of Eid. Yeah, everyone is celebrating. You know why they're all celebrating? They're all celebrating because our Hajj is done. They're celebrating for us, because of us. Okay? It's an amazing thing. So inshallah, we're going to do our Rami, 7, and then we're going to come back. And then, inshallah, by that time, your animal will be sacrificed. You do your halal, you get out of your ihram, you put your clothes back on again. And the first halal, tahallul awwal is done. Anyone have any question on the 10th day?
Yes, he asked you about the shaving.
Okay. It's a very beautiful question. The brother asked, what is the significance behind shaving? You know, why do we shave, etc.? It's very symbolic. First answer, always remember, first answer we should give to this kind of, because it's all beyond comprehension. In the aql, your intellect doesn't have an answer for this. First, best answer is that we do exactly what the Prophet of Allah did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Khalas. That's it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did this, I do it. That's the best answer. The other answer that Fuqaha have given is symbolic. You say to Allah that, oh Allah, I am now giving you my hair. If you want, I'll give you my neck as well. Ya Allah, मैं तेरे लिए कुर्बानी के लिए तैयार हूँ. ये तो सिर्फ बाल है. अगर हो सके तो मेरे गर्दन भी ले. It's symbolic. It's very symbolic. That's what you do. Okay? So this is the answer. In a Hajj, this is what you do. Okay? And you really feel that you're out of ihram when you shave. Okay, you've done it already. But is that qasr? Is that trimming? Okay. Alright, so those of you who haven't done the trimming yet, okay, Hajj up there is the long hair. Okay, when you then come out of ihram by shaving on the 10th, you realize, you get that feeling, it's amazing. It's just fresh and suddenly, okay? In the Quran there's a verse, ثُمَّ لِيَقْضُوا تَفَثَهُمْ وَلْيُوفُوا نُذُورَهُم وَلْيَطَّوَّفُوا بِالْبَيْتِ الْعَتِيقِ. It goes in order. Anyway, the 10th day is finished, inshallah. Anyone has any question on the 10th day?
Sheikh, please, Pastor.
I'll come to you, Sheikh, after this.
Just tell them about the كل شعر له.
كل
شعر.
Yes. كل شعر يعني
له ثواب وأجر.
Yes. Okay, Ustaz, Adam is telling me here that one should not just do a little bit of, just one side. Okay, no short part on the side, anything like that, please. Yeah, do a full or do the trim, and every single hair that you are shaving, you will get reward for it. Every single hair. For every single hair, you're getting reward, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Allahumma ghfir lil muhalliqeen. Oh Allah, forgive for those who have shaved. So there are some Sahaba, they didn't shave. Okay, no problem. What about muqassirin? Because look at the trimming. He said, Allahumma ghfir lil muhalliqeen. For the twice. He said, what about the muqassirin? The Prophet ignored it. He said, Allahumma ghfir lil muhalliqeen. Then the Sahaba said, what about the muqassirin? He said, walil muqassirin. Okay, Allah forgive those who shave once, and twice, and 3 times, and the 4th time he said, I'm the one who trims as well. Therefore the scholars, they said, more reward is in shaving. Okay, because hair is a big thing. The person who doesn't have hair, ask him, will tell you, I'll pay anything to get some hair on my head. Okay? Hair is a very beautiful thing. Do you understand? And people who have hair, they look after it very much. If you don't look after your hair, then your hair won't be nice. You have to look after the hair, you shampoo, you use oils, you comb it, etc. And for you to shave is a big sacrifice. That's why the Prophet of Allah made 3 du'as. Is that okay? Yeah. Any other question? Yes, you have a question.
What about the full body finding over there? So,
What about, sorry?
the full body.
Yeah.
So how you get it there? You pay someone or something?
Okay. You're with Al-Hijaz, right? Okay, then you talk to the brothers. You have to speak to them. What they do is, as far as I know, you know this information.
You can speak to our agents, inshallah. They're going to do for you, inshallah.
Yeah, so they'll do it. You don't have to go and do it. They will do it for you, and they will have information on this stuff. That's how it works. Nowadays, they don't allow everyone to go. Yeah, it's very difficult. I know the Sunnah should do it with their own hand, but can you imagine 2 million people doing it with their own hand?
How many people are scared?
Yeah, so many people are scared of it as well. Sometimes you slaughter it, and the animal gets up again. You say, Ya Allah, what happened here? Yes.
Do you change your clothes when you shave?
Yeah, so once you have done the pelting, you will get the confirmation that the dhabah is done. Then you do the halaq. Once you've done halaq, you're out of ihram now. Out of ihram, you put your normal clothes back on again. The hadith says, حَلَّ لَهُ كُلُّ شَيْءٍ إِلَّا النِّسَاء. Everything is permissible for you now, except for women, except for the husband and wife relationship. That's it. Yeah, that only becomes halal when you do tawaf ziyarah, which I'm coming to it now. But any question on that day? Yes.
For the pelting, what should you do in between the Jum'ah? So between the big and the small and the medium? You make dua, right?
Oh, no, not on the 10th day. On the 10th day, only do one. Okay? Well, I'm going in order. On the 10th day, when you come back from Muzdalifah, that day you only pelt one, the last one. No dua, nothing. You just pelt the 7 and you come back. And only thing you pelt is the stone and nothing else. Everything else, no shoes, no trainers, no umbrellas, none of that. It's time for Isha, so we're finishing now. Then comes the 11th, the next day. On the 11th, it's very easy. On the 11th, the time for pelting starts after Zawal. Okay, so on Zawal, it's supposed to be Zawal, not after Zawal, but we say it. Because in Arabic language, it doesn't make no sense. Zawal means when the sun moved. Okay? It's supposed, the correct term is Istiwa. But anyway, we are familiar, let me use that. So after Zawal, okay, the time starts. You can't do it before. So, and even if you try to do it before, they won't let you. The guard will stop you anyway. So you could start going before. You could start going from 10:30. So by the time you reach there, you'll be Zawal time. Yeah? And people start. But if you do go, take an umbrella with you. It's very hard. And sisters, those of you can't make it because you are unwell and because you have some elderly with you, they could appoint someone to do it. Some of the brothers, you are not well, you can't even walk because of those 2 days of Hajj, etc. Yeah? You could tell someone else to do it in your behalf. So obviously you have group scholars, just speak to them and get that clarified, inshallah. There's no need for you to make that journey so difficult that you make the matter more worse. Because you've got tawaf al-ifada left, which is more important. So please remember, you have the rukhsah. Okay? The rukhsah is there, so take that, inshallah. On the 11th day, after Zawal, okay, inshallah, you will go and you will pelt all 3 of them. 7 for the first. Yet again, you kabbiru عند كل حصى الله أكبر, Allahu Akbar for all 7. And after that, you should move towards the left, face towards the Qibla and make dua. And the dua should be your own, not congregation dua. Okay? Then you just say, in yourself, you make the dua. Yeah? This is the dua, this is the time of acceptance. Make lots of dua, inshallah. The Prophet made a long dua there as well. Okay? After each rami, if there is another rami, then dua. Otherwise, there is no dua. So then you're going to go to the next one, you're going to do the same thing, and again you're going to make dua. Then you're going to go to the 3rd one, again 7 there, you're going to make dua, and you're not going to make no dua because there is no rami after that. Okay, the first one, dua, the second one after that, dua, and the 3rd one, you come back. Okay, so 7, another 7, 21 stone. Don't do anything extra. If you have anything extra, bring it back, don't chuck it. Do that is makruh. It's just like this, and it's an act of sin to do that. Okay? If you are in doubt, I think I've done 6, and you're in heavily doubt, you could throw another one. Yeah? Once you've done yours, and if you have done someone appointed proxy, then you do his one after that. After you've done yours. He said, this is on behalf of someone else, and then you throw it. Inshallah. That's going to be on the 11th. You do exactly the same thing on the 12th as well. And after that, you come back to your tent, you prepare, and you go back to your hotels. Either you come back here, or you go back to whatever they tell you, inshallah, the tour operators. With this, inshallah, the Hajj days comes to an end. Any questions? Then we'll do this, sir.
Very briefly, Tawaf is ziyarah. For most people, extremely difficult to come and then go back. What's your advice?
On the 10th?
10th, 11th, whatever it is, coming from Mina to do the Tawaf Ziyarah, A, mission, and B, going back to Mina in a bigger mission. Any advice? Yeah, so going back to Mina is sunnah. Going back to Mina, to spend all the night in Mina is sunnah. If someone misses out, then the Hanafiya scholar, they say that there's no doubt. Okay, so my advice will be, as I said to you before, don't do it on the 10th. Because it's going to be very difficult. Lots of people do on the 10th. Do it on the 11th or do it on the 12th after Fajr. Okay? And then, speak to the brothers here because from Mina, this hotel is very near. So you can come back here, take a bit of time, rest if they allow. The rooms are open, sleep a little, okay, take some rest, and then go back to the Mina tents. That will be the most easiest thing to do, inshallah. Okay, but we should spend some amount of time sleeping in Mina. Someone who's got excuse, they're tired and etc., and they miss it, then that's not a problem, inshallah. No haraj in this. Is that okay? And there's no transport from the group leader. Thank you for that. Yeah, please remember there is no transport from your. Thank you for that. From your tent to the pelting area, Jamarat. Brothers, I'm very sorry, I'm finishing, inshallah. To the pelting area, there is no transport.
Yeah, and from your tent to go to Mecca for Tawaf Ziyarah, there is no transport. You have to do all these in the Hajj day by yourself. And the train that you see is not for you, it's for the people of the Gulf only. So don't line up there as well. It's only for the people that are from the Gulf. That's how they done it this year. Okay? If you have any more questions, inshallah, take it after the Salah, because there are lots of brothers waiting for Salah, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. It's time for Salah, inshallah, the adhan will be given.